maybe if you can also just tell us very briefly a little bit about your school and why you came onto the program.
I'm a principal at Obed Mosiane Primary School, which is in an informal settlement of Dobsonville. A very big and beautiful school, by the way, with a roll of around 1.6 learners with 42 educators. How I came to the program, like Ronnie said, we were introduced to the program by a then colleague, Dr. Lindy, who left the circuit. And it was actually made fashionable to me by Mr. Mlangeni. Mr. Mlangeni, can you stand up? Mr. Mlangeni, can you stand up? He's an IDSO, by the way. So then I actually applied to the program, and then I got a call from Carol, who accepted the application. And that is how I started with the program.
James, I haven't lived in Johannesburg for about 10 years. So Mr. Griffin actually, Ronaldo and I worked together in the community about 10 years ago. So I hadn't spent much time in Soweto recently. So I really wanted to learn more about, I work in schools education. So I wanted to see the world through an educator's eyes. And when Dina reached out to me, I was originally very skeptical because I was worried I wouldn't be able to give it the time it requires. And I've got a new job, I've got 2 small children, and Dina had me talk to some of her previous partners who told me about the experience. And personally, it's been fantastic. I've learned a ton, and luckily Zoe and her team have been incredibly patient with me. So this was our pre-year. 2020 is going to be our big year, but it's delivered far beyond my expectations.
Okay. So what struck me about this partnership is that you guys say that you have a common understanding. So tell us a little bit about that.
Anyway, one of them is that we agreed that we are in this marriage for the coming 7 years. Now we've just celebrated our first anniversary. So we are left with 6 years. Anyway, the other common understanding that we have, maybe it's our goal, both of us, is that in our first meeting, as we were talking, I can't remember what the question Dina asked, but I remember sharing the problem that we have in our school, the grade 6 challenge, and then I think by then it was my challenge, but then it became our challenge. And then I think we are into this together now. It's no more mine alone, and not only me and James, but it also involves the whole the whole staff, especially the SMT, and then it involved the HOD Tiny. She's there. She's become part of me and James. Now we are not together in this marriage. I think Tiny is now part of the marriage now.
James, maybe you can tell us a little bit about what you did to address this grade 6 issue.
So in that first conversation, Sonia was just talking about how many of the learners, almost all of them, come from either child-headed households or from homes of very little support. And if you see that stat, that was last year's Quality of Life survey in Gauteng. So it says in the ward that Obed Mosiane is in, 25% of households say they don't have enough money to feed their children, which most of us might think that that's high, but we're not surprised. That's double the next poorest neighborhood. So if you just went across one block into Dobsonville, 12% of families say they can't feed their houses. The Gauteng average is about 8%. So in an environment with a lot of poverty and need, Snake Park attracts families that really have either fallen off the bottom or have been living there long enough that while they try to put their lives together, they're just so far and so disconnected from resources that they have even less opportunity. So we want to try and find a way to really see the challenges that the school experiences in behavior in grade 6 and 7s as a signal of children that need the most help. And this was just a really humbling experience for me. My children are 4 and 5 years old, so I spend a lot of time thinking about how to be a good parent. I was invited last December to their grade R graduation. And all my prejudices of a school with little resources were blown out the water. You know, a young teacher, maybe 25, 26 years old, a lot of parents in attendance, a lot of activity, a lot of presentation. The learners did science experiments as presentations as part of their graduation ceremony. So the experience those kids are having is really as good as the experience my children are having in a school in the city. So that we're still on a journey of sort of learning how do we put the children first and allow them to kind of help us provide better support to them. The grade 6 slide, we don't have that picture with it here. Tiny's here with me. So what we did is we used a combination of the time to think processes and also the community builder, and slowly asked her educators to nominate the children they have the most trouble with. So find the ones that really disrupt their classes the most. And Tiny and I spent only about 2 hours in total, 2 different sessions, with those learners, asking them to talk through their lives, talk about their experiences, talk about what they wished for their school. The idea is that next year we'll take that program with the teachers and build out a whole year plan. And then based on this evidence that shows if you can make a difference in the 20% that are struggling the most in the class, it'll have an impact on the entire school. And then we're also going to work on getting learners into the holiday and Saturday school program that Tomorrow Trust runs that I work for as well.
So you guys also did a time to think session with your SMT with Rosie. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Because I wanted the SMT to experience and to learn what I've been learning here. So we decided that not only the SMT will be involved, but we also involved our administrators and also our GAs. Then we went to Mahalis. We invited Rosie, one of the PFP, I think is. We invited Rosie, and then she took us through. It was a good experience for all of us, I think. And I think because everybody was involved, AA and GAs, I think it benefited the whole school.
So what I've been struck by with you, James, is that you've really taken time to think and community building into your organization. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, just because in my job as well, it's a new role for me. But this idea that the best ideas don't come from the leader. We all get told to take responsibility, develop our leadership, but that I think is quite dangerous. That if you empower young people, if you empower staff to be their best selves, you can get better solutions. And we've used that. We start our Mondays with a circle in the office. All the workshops that we do in the greater work that we do, we use that what if kind of way of thinking about when we put together proposals, when we come up with strategies, when we do our planning. And it's really a very energizing way to work on problems.
Let's give them a round of applause.